Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another scene set in Chronicles of the Darkness Vampire Requiem, a Requiem for London. Tonight we set the scene in Rose's nightclub once more, as she is once again being
toyed with.
How can we put it? Played with, yes, is a good word. That was a good phrasing. By
The best phrasing.
By her ancient ancestor and recently awakened kindred.
Who I smile and nod to at the moment because I don't want to die to an elder's hand.
Morgan. Morgan, has been somewhat distant from you recently, just sort of patiently awaiting for you to complete the tasks she has set out for you. Since then, she has been spending more time outside of the club, slowly creeping out every now and again, even leaving for short periods of time, usually no longer than an hour or two. And while she always returns, she is beginning to slowly find her feet in this new world.
Yay, soon she won't need me any longer. Well, then I guess tonight is as good a night as any to go and find a group of friends like Glyph and go to the museum and check it out.
Well, a great time to prove your value under threat of being discarded.
I mean, yes, please don't discard me. I'm a little neonate. Love me, my elder, love me.
Love.
Or at least tolerate me.
Want to go to the museum, yes?
Yes, and I'll let Glyph know I'm headed that way, since he did partially agree that he might help me with it.
Yes, he sent you a message that he will be present to help you.
I love that obfuscated bastard.
He is a very reliable bee, I'll say that much. Yes.
I mean, worst case, maybe he'll help me clean up this mess I've made if this turns out to be a mess I've made.
Wow. I don't think there's any price you can pay, and I will guarantee you that. But
the life boons I'm stacking up. Oh, that was a pretty picture that flashed for a moment. It was like some dark-haired character. It like flashed up and then your storyteller screen came up.
It's weird. You're able to make it to the museum. No problem. It's just a short drive away.
Okay, so I'm assuming it's not open at nighttime.
Oh no.
So me and Glyph need to find ways to get inside without setting off security.
Yeah, and this is a massive museum that holds priceless historical artifacts.
So I need to start doing some kind of rolls, don't I? Because unlike Glyph, I can't obfuscate. This is why Rose needs more friends. Okay, so I'm guessing it'd be a security role. No, larceny. Sorry, not security. I don't know why I said security. Oh, hold on. So this is going to be really hard. I've only got 3 willpower currently left, and I feel like I may need to do a willpower spend at some point. But for now, what do I roll just to like study the outside of the building before I do any kind of like trying to break in? I want to see like how many entrances there are, if there's cameras, etc. I'm guessing it's a perception roll, but you're the ST, so it's kind of up to you.
Well, before you attempt to make any rolls, you are going to be dragged into the lovable obfuscate of this fine gentleman.
Glyph, the second most beautiful person I wish to see this evening.
He doesn't really respond to that statement. He looks vaguely offended.
Well, I mean, neither of us are Toradors.
You mean Davis?
Well, Daivas. I keep forgetting. I'm gonna.
And they're technically a bloodline.
Yeah.
One of the less good ones, but technically exist.
Yeah. We'll discuss that afterwards. Yeah, so she's breathed in deeply, is looking over the building, going, this might be a tad bit dangerous. Are you up for it?
This place is... It is very, very unsafe. I'm not sure if I could break him.
Wonder if there's a way we could maybe make a trade with them. I mean, they're kind of like me, but just living and breathing.
You would need their attention.
True. I don't want to draw their attention in a way that puts you in a unlife-risking situation. Unlike some people who live in my haven, I care about people who help me.
Are you saying mean things about?
I would never say
Morgan?
mean things.
Do I need to? Do I need to bring up the?
Nah, you just need to make her sneeze.
Do I need to bring up the Blood Bond fam?
I'm not technically saying anything mean about Morgan. Don't threaten me with a blood bond.
I love threatening people with blood bonds. You can't tell me what to do. That's my job.
So, maybe there's a service entrance in the back for artifact deliveries. You want to see if there is? Without going in, of course. I would never send you in alone.
There are loading areas, but I don't think they're full. I haven't heard of anything being brought in. I don't. What are you looking for?
A goblet. very special cup.
Maybe it is already inside.
I'm not very good at picking locks. And I'm worried about if you got in and I didn't, how safe you would be in there alone.
I can get you in. I don't know much about spellcasters that aren't us, so I don't know if I could get you out.
Well, I'm going to look at my driver and tell him if we're not out in an hour to call in the reinforcements from M. Nah, fuck it, I trust Cliff. I'll say call in Morgan if we're not out in an hour.
Okay.
But don't issue it as a order though. I'll tell my driver. She does not like being told by younger people what to do.
I know.
Okay.
She is a very forceful individual.
Yes. I am then going to offer my hand to Cliff because I have no idea what he's going to do to get me in there. So I'm assuming he's going to have to touch me.
Oh, he's already trying to under obfuscate.
Oh.
What he does is, underneath his cloak, he pulls out some keys that are very clearly not his, as he inserts them into the door of the museum.
You are probably one of the most wise and talented friends I have, is all I'm going to say in response to this.
I'm just well prepared.
Well, I will slowly go in. I'm going to study everything. I will roll around me as I walk in to make sure nothing alarm-wise could be set off.
Okay.
Museums where I live, they have alarms. Horrible alarms. Huh?
Glyph shuts the door and locks it behind him. Now, if our mortals here, they would actually perceive the door opening and closing, but they wouldn't perceive you.
Okay.
There is currently no security at the front of the building, but you'd wager there's probably some inside.
Then I'm going to, with Glyph, I guess we're going to slowly make our ways through the halls, try not to set off any kind of alarming systems, and look for this goddamn goblet. At every mission I get makes me feel like I'm going to end up having to leave London.
You make your way through the various halls and exhibits. This museum is, well, it's a natural history museum. It is very large. And the interior decor and architecture shifts pretty drastically, depending in which part of the museum you're actually in.
I'm actually going to look more towards like medieval Celtic kind of settings because I feel like that would be kind of Morgan setting. but I still assume I have no idea what I'm fully looking for. I know there's going to be some rolls. I'm scared to know what I'm going to have to roll. This is all terrifying.
As you make your way through the exhibits, you enter sort of the how to say the post-Roman era museum. Many different relics from the time, although significantly less glamorous than, say, Romans or the Renaissance that followed.
I am
It is
specifically looking for that goblet. I may skim and go, ooh, at something, but my mind is set, and I am doing my affirmation. I will not be killed. I will not be replaced. I will not be killed.
It is, yes, you do see a goblet that matches the description that Morgan gave you. It is alongside a few other. It is behind some reinforced glass. In a alongside other alongside some other old and worn artifacts from the time. They've been preserved well, but obviously nothing takes well to over a millennia's worth of age. Appears to be exhibit on the cutlery of Dark Age royalty, nobility.
Sorry, Saskia yelling she wants to play with me. Yeah. So I'm guessing it's like a walk-in exhibit, or is it a smaller and glass exhibit?
It's a smaller exhibit.
So there would be
large.
some kind of panel or side door I could open where they would one of us could open that you would put new items in through or such.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll look for that panel.
Okay. When you touch it, can you please take me?
I haven't touched it yet.
You haven't touched it?
No, I'm circling it and looking it over first.
Ah, well, it's otherwise unremarkable.
I'm making sure there's no pressure plates or anything like that. I've learned my lesson. I touched the sarcophagus when I shouldn't have.
Well, roll me with plus composure.
Okay. 3, 4, 5. That's not too bad. 5 dice.
Well,
oh, that's not too bad at all.
What'd you get?
2 successes.
Okay. It's not bad at all. So it definitely has a pressure mechanism on it. And the panel on the other side that people will go into, it's clearly quite secure. It uses an electronic lock.
I mean, electronic locks aren't hard to break. Just fucking get them wet.
No, but you think if the lock might break, it is a bit risky, because there's a chance if the lock's non-functional, it may trigger the alarm.
Yeah, I'm gonna look toward the cliff and I'm gonna mutter, pressure plate electric lock. Any ideas?
So you know how his cloak is very long, and like his the sort of the sleeves on his cloak are very, very oversized for his arms, as you can see on his overall. He's just gonna pull a few tools out of those. Let's see what he can do about the pressure plate. Do you have any tools on your person to deal with an electronic lock? There is actually a piece of equipment for it.
Let me see, because she carries mainly like day-to-day stuff around with her and little props.
Probably not then.
Like, I mean, she's got like a knife. I don't know if that would help him any. She doesn't really pick locks like him, so.
No. You probably, given how electronic locks work, you probably have to see if you could maybe, this is like, if you could take the covering off, you could probably do something to it. So if you've got a screwdriver or something, you could maybe do something with it.
I'm still obfuscated even if I walk away from him, correct?
After a certain short distance, it will break. It only goes out over a certain distance. I can't remember if it actually is named, but I'm definitely going to say you have to be within eyesight of him.
Okay, I'm going to whisper to him, maybe we should try the maintenance room? I actually didn't. Okay, what?
He just says one minute.
Okay, yeah.
He's gonna make a check.
You can make a check.
He's gonna make a check.
To add pressure plates. I just assumed like the normal little laser alarm or some shit.
Jesus. So, takes him a little bit more than a minute. Takes him a few minutes. He manages to deal with the pressure mechanisms. With a bit of creative thinking, some tools, and a bit of vigor.
Glyph, the most talented future prince.
Cliff Prince. He's a dark horse candidate. Yeah.
So I guess we have it open now.
Well, you have to. He deals with the pressure mechanism. He doesn't deal with the door. Like you'd have to.
Okay. I mean, I can roll to try and get the door open.
Yeah. You haven't really got many tools on hand, so I'm gonna say you can make a
card scanner, or is it a passcode electric lock?
This is pass lock.
Okay, so we could search for a security guard or some kind of clue, or I can wing it and do some kind of roll to guess the password.
Guessing it would be a literal chance die, but you could try and find a security guard and dominate them. Of course, Whether the security have the authority to access these exhibits is a good question.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have more luck just guessing the password than a security guard having access to the password, aren't I? So what? I mean, maybe something in the exhibit is a clue. I don't know. I should have brought more allies than Glyph.
Well, again, if you try and disassemble the lock, you can probably break it. But that's going to require more effort on your part. Although it's going to take more time, but it's probably your best bet, to be honest. Guessing the passcode is literally a needle in a haystack, and the moment you get it wrong, it's gonna result in bad things happening.
I'm gonna dismantle the lock. What do I need to roll to
It'll
do
be
that?
probably a dexterity plus larceny.
Okay, I'm gonna spend a willpower out of my last 3. No more after this because I only have 2 dex and 2 wits, and I have no larceny. Because
Maybe once.
yeah, she needs some willpower. Some more willpower. This is gonna probably hurt. I hope it doesn't hurt. Please, dice roller, be nice to me. I pray to you. Fuck you, dice roller. No, wait, I get an extra. You spend a willpower, you get an extra 3, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Not an extra 1. Extra 3.
Extra 3.
So I will roll 2 more.
Yikes.
Nope. Fuck the dice roller. So I fell.
3 4s and 2 7s, yes. Pretty sad.
This is about to get aggressive, isn't it?
Well,
at least
this looks pretty well designed.
At least it wasn't dramatic, like all zeros or all ones.
Yeah, if it's dramatic failure, then we all know what will be happening here. Simple failure means you can't really find a way to take up the covering of the lock, which would be pretty handy in, well, it's disassembly. Because if you can just uncover it and then effectively just cut it out and just manually unlock it from the inside, then you could maybe do something with that. But you can't see an angle. Like you think you just have to whip it off.
I'm about ready to just take out my knife and use it to just try to like pry the lock off. That's how annoyed Rose is getting with this. Next XP drop, she's getting larceny. Okay, let's see. What else can I do? I know I have something for this. I don't think resilience will help. I don't think Crochet will help. Sorcery, no. Dominance, no. Yeah, she's just going to take out her knife and use it to like try and pry this cover off again. I'll roll again if I have to. Which I get.
Make me a Dex plus weapon reroll.
All right. Because she totally has. No, she doesn't. Because she doesn't fight with her fucking dagger. She uses it in rituals. Because it had to be a dumbass and build her not as combaters. Fucking still things. Oh, now you're fucking nice to me. Fuck you. 2 successes on 2 dice.
Oh, then.
Some unladylike language later.
Glyph just goes, shh. But you do craft a lock quite ungracefully, but it doesn't trigger the alarm.
I hate this museum, is all she's going to say as she slowly opens it up, slowly starts to reach for the goblet. I'm not going to lift it all the way like super fast. I want to slowly move it forward to lift to make sure there's not another pressure plate under it.
No. But when you touch the goblet, please take me a lethal damage.
What?
Yes.
I take a lethal damage?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
When you touch the goblet, it is as if your hand begins to how to say the flesh that touches the goblet is literally being seared away.
I am quickly putting that into my bag and closing it. I am, though, going to leave something. Thanks for gloved hands, by the way, so that means my gloves are ruined, too.
Oh, the gloves are definitely ruined, yeah.
What's left of my gloves, I want to make sure cover enough that I don't leave actual fingerprints, but I'm going to rip off part of the letter from the maquette where she signed her name, and I'm going to leave it where the goblet was. And then I'm going to tell Glyph we can go. Because I'm not dealing with the maquette right now. Let the mages deal with her.
Okay.
I can hear the ST and you screaming over there, by the way.
So, when you grab the goblet and put it in your bag, you know something that's been very strange is the rather scant security that's been around.
That is strange.
They've been present, but they haven't. I mean, they don't see you, so they don't really look over in the direction of the exhibit. And because you're under obfuscate, it's pretty easy for you to just pry open the lock without too much hassle.
Oh god,
But
this was a trap, wasn't it?
when you put the goblet in your bag, you feel a lot of pressure being placed upon you. And it's something that Glyph notices because you see him react quite viscerally. He sort of looks around, sort of upwards more than anything else, rather than side to side.
I will try to look up with him.
That you're looking at a ceiling.
Glyph, we should get out of here.
I agree. I believe we've been spotted.
Let's go now. Yeah, so I guess we're going to have to do a roll to escape. Still leaving
No, so what direction are you running in? Where are you going?
I'm going to look towards Glyph, and I'm going to have him lead the way. He's better at this kind of thing.
Okay, he's going to lead you around to one of the back exits then, because there's a lot of keys.
Yeah.
It is, however, as you reach the end of the hallway, you see a rather dainty-looking woman in with a sort of long skirt and a plain long sleeve shirt, just sitting in a chair. With her arms folded, just looking at you very, very irritated.
Being obfuscated, I hope she can't see me. I don't know much about living mages, but I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to, as quietly as I possible.
She's looking directly at you both.
I'm assuming she's just looking through the way we came.
And what do you think you're doing, stealing from my museum?
Side-eyed and Glyph.
She, you quickly recognize she's holding the goblet you put in your bag.
Fuck. Glyph, let her see me.
Oh, I already see you.
It's not technically stealing if you're getting it back for the owner.
Mm-hmm.
Morrigan wants her cup back.
And I am supposed to care?
Because I'm trying to do this the nice way so she doesn't run the streets with your blood.
Mm-hmm.
Please. I really don't want her going on a rampage.
Threats aren't going to get you very far here, darling, particularly when you've been caught stealing on my property.
It's not stealing since it doesn't belong to you, bitch.
One second.
Yes, Rose is tired of the night. My sister just messaged me and asked, and Rose really just calls someone a bitch.
Well, okay. She got an exceptional success. So, do you like to roll me your, resolve plus your, composure?
Okay. Well, I mean, that's definitely a better apartment. No, fucking Saskia distracted me as I was going to dice roller. Sorry. Better roll. God damn it, Saskia. Oh, thank you, guys. I love you again, dice roller. I love you so much.
Unfortunately, Dice Roller doesn't love you enough to give you the extra success you would have needed in order to equal hers.
Fuck.
So, this is what happens. She scores an exceptional 2. So, you feel the space around you blur. It's like you're moving at incredibly rapid speeds. And you find yourself, as you sort of reorient yourself, not really standing, Wolford, you are sort of sitting in what appears to be some sort of ethereal-looking sphere. Like it's got a light blue tint to it, but it's mostly transparent. I hope you enjoy your new home.
And I hope you enjoy.
The sphere is sitting on a sort of stone pedestal in a light-looking room with with lights on the with torches on the walls that grow a rather unsettling blue.
Sorry, I'm checking something real quick.
No problem.
Okay, so it can affect mages. It just does less on living than on undead. I was checking to see if rigor mortis would affect her. Rose is going to look down at her and she's like, I am trying to do this in the way that saves the most lives. By Andraste, you people don't listen.
You've done very little convincing.
All right. I guess she's going to try and activate rigor mortis. Well, first I need to figure out how to get out of this bubble. Would you like to meet her? Since you're so obsessed with her cup.
I'm not obsessed, it's just my property on my property.
It's not your property. It's what you stole from her.
That's a very serious allegation. I don't recall stealing from your kind. This artifact was here when I claimed this museum.
This museum is what stole from her. You know how angry she was when she woke up to find her property in a museum?
That doesn't really sound like my problem. You attempt to steal from me, then ask for charity.
It's not charity for me, it's charity for you.
You know, I claimed this place from your kind quite a while ago. I'm not going to be fazed by threats of violence or bloodshed or blood-sucking or whatever the hell it is that your kind do.
First of all, not my kind. We're not all the same. Second of all, I'm not making a threat. I'm trying to warn you.
Can you make me a wit socialize roll or a wit sympathy roll?
Okay. I'm going to use empathy because I have gaining trust as a specialty in it.
Okay.
So, and I kind of think it would apply here. Not sure. I believe that lowers difficulty when you have a specialty, correct?
No, it gives you +1 dice.
Oh, okay. Then that's a 5 dice instead. Well, fuck. You don't even have to describe it. I can tell from the roll what's going to happen.
Was that socialize or empathy?
That was empathy.
Okay. Yeah, you're not really. You don't really know how to read her, other than what you're saying is not moving her. She is clearly not taking your warning or your threats or whatever. You know, your attempts to convince her seriously, or at least this particular tag.
Well, even though it's not really an official ritual, I guess Rose will try at the moment to use her sorcery and her blood to kind of break out of this bubble. She's improving it, I guess would be the right way to put it. You can tell me if I can do this or not, because Rose is a baby vampire and is tired of this bullshit.
You'll need quite a bit of destruction to do that, probably around destruction 3. I don't think you have that.
No, not as a vampire. She's just trying to see if she can use her blood and her sorcery in any way to break through this bubble enough to get out. Not even if she completely breaks it.
No, that would be a destructive ritual that you just don't have the levels for. This is
So
you would need more levels than correct for that.
Yeah.
Probably some levels of the destruction theme.
Fuck you, bloodline, and I'm bound by fate bullshit. Muttering to myself, and then I'm going to, I guess, through the blood bond, let Morrigan know what's up with this woman.
That is a you want to make it. You want to basically trigger blood sympathy.
Yes.
Now she's very far removed from you. I need to double check, see if.
I was going to say, I've got one other plan if I can't do this that I can try to do to this mage that may not work, but it's worth a try.
Okay, so you have no blood sympathy with her, so to trigger blood sympathy, any time within a mile. I don't think she's within a mile of you.
So the next thing I'm going to try then, if that won't really work, is I'm going to look as close to looking this woman in the eyes as I can, and I'm activating Dominate.
Alright, it's a Clash of Wills.
Yep.
So roll me your blood potency plus your Dominate.
Okay, just let me look at my sheet. Blood potency 1. So, with Dominate? Okay.
Yeah.
And this isn't like an old world when STs would let me put Vate in it to up it, so I doubt that. Saskia's burning sacrifices to the dice god for me. Let's hope this works. I'm gonna cry if I'm stuck here. 1 success. One.
Let's see what she gets.
Oh, please, dice. Please. Let me have this.
Yeah, the dice are not letting you have this. So you push against her mind, but there is something that pushes your will back. It is not her will per se, but rather it is as if there is another layer to her mind that you cannot pierce.
This is how I'm going to interpret that. I'm going to look right at her this time normally and go, "You've been beyond the fog?"
Excuse me?
To the realm between.
I go to a lot of places. I'm also not blind to what you just tried to attempt.
Well, you did put me in a bubble, and I'm too young to fight your capable means of sorcery. I'm not properly trained. I give up. If you want to let her kill you, let her kill you. I'm going to just sit down and cross my arms.
Roll me intelligence socialize.
Okay.
Or intelligence. Yeah, intelligence socialized because it's also trying to remember something.
Oh, god damn it. I did roll 4. One success.
Okay. You remember your interaction with Morgan before all of this, and you discussed your game plan going in, and she quite viciously tore apart your entire thought process.
Yeah.
She didn't want you to forcibly steal from them. In fact, you remember she told you to do quite the opposite.
To be fair, I don't remember us playing out that conversation, but okay.
She definitely did this in a scene. I remember because I was being an asshole as an elder, and I always remember when I do that.
Oh.
But she quite viciously tore apart your plan and told you that.
I mean, the only part I
As
remember.
of being of her lineage and of her particular sect.
How about a trade? I mean, beyond me trying to keep you alive. How about I trade you some history or magic or whatever you are into and trade for that?
Oh, and what does that entail?
I can give you history about my family that is lost among most kindred.
And what is to stop me just from just taking that from you?
Well, that history would probably stop that from happening. And I'm offering, again, I'm not trying to be your enemy. I'm trying to be your ally. And I see I went about this the wrong way. You're not just foolish youngsters playing with something that's too dangerous to be in your hands.
That was quite the presumption you must have made going in.
Yes. Could I please come out of the bubble? I promise not to attack you.
The chair warps into being from behind her, and she will take a seat. I'm really quite happy with where you are. Suits me. Suits you. But I am willing to trade. I don't have any particular attachment to your little artifact, although it does provide me with a lot of busy work. After all, a relatively important exhibit goes missing raises a lot of questions for me, and you haven't exactly left the best impression.
Well then, let's start fresh. I am Ms Ansen, priestess to the goddess Andraste. And she'll kind of like gesture at the woman now.
It's an absolute pleasure, Miss Ansen. You can simply call me A.
Well, A. Hashtag for anyone like my sister watching, no, Ansen is not Rose's real last name. She's not going to ever give anyone her real last name. She knows better than that. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, A. Wish it was under better circumstances. So, what would you like in trade for it? Knowledge of history, an item, free VIP rooms for the rest of your life at my nightclub?
Oh, you have a nightclub? Which one?
Oh God, I can't even remember what I named that place.
I can't even, to be honest.
She'll give the name and tell her where it is. We serve some of the best wine, she'll say with a smile.
I'm sure you do. So, I'm not necessarily interested in exclusivity or wealth, as you can see. I have more than enough of that to satisfy my needs. That is all I'm really interested in. Insofar as material gain, it's a very it is a very shallow thing. Wealth, I find.
That is true. I will agree with you on that. But I've had mages come into my club before that seem to love swinging their money bills around. Kind of the joys of running a neutral territory.
Well, I do have a list of things I would love from you, Miss Ansen, in exchange of the goblet, of course.
Her eyebrows
Now,
reaches some.
now, your freedom, on the other hand, that may require a separate arrangement.
Depending on what is on this list, I could possibly agree to it.
Oh, well, for first, I wish for an extraction of your vitae. It is a most fascinating thing.
She's just staring her down. I'm sorry. That is a rather personal request. Could I ask what you would even wish to do with my blood?
It's a very good question. I'd love to be able to answer that.
I mean, I have plenty of assumptions based on the many gods and goddesses we have in our temples, but I feel more comfortable asking. I assume you'll be honest.
Oh, yes, to be completely honest, I would love to study it. It is a.
What kind of studies would you do with it? Nothing too inhumane, I would hope.
That is confidential, I'm afraid.
Fuck you,
I
Morgan.
suppose you'll just have to trust me.
Like she is literally muttering "fuck you, Morgan" as she pulls out her knife again, and she holds it up to her hand for the woman to see.
You cut your hand open and you roll yourself to bleed. She does look very intrigued. There is something in your blood that seems to enrapture her.
You better hurry before I start healing it with sorcery. She'll say that part with a smirk at her.
Hold out your hand.
She'll hold out her hand.
She waves out as you hold out your hand. She'll sort of wave it, and your hand is actually able to stick through the little orb that you're stuck in. And she will take out a small vial and will have it filled with everything.
And I'm sure if you have any questions after studying it, you know where to find me.
Yes. In fact, I would like just a couple of more samples as insurance, if you.
Of blood or other?
Oh, just Vitae. I'm aware enough of your kind that I know that's what you call it. I've had dealings of your sort before.
Yes, you've probably had more dealings than I do. I don't socialize with my fellow kindred often.
It's a shame. This really has tarnished my opinion.
She'll shrug.
Did you know I was even in a circus with your kind once? That was
I've never been to a circus, so I wouldn't know what it's like.
Oh, it's quite fun.
Father said you were for the lower class. The common
Hmm.
folk. You know, when your father works in politics, you have to keep yourself busy.
Do the lower classes typically draw the attention of riot police?
So, do you want the rest of the samples tonight, or do you want them over an extended period?
I'll just take them now. She smiles very placidly.
She'll make another nick and another finger and offer it to her. While thinking to herself, I hope Glyph got away. He does not need to see this.
Oh, and this other one of your kind you speak of, this other vampire.
She didn't say
Tell
that.
me, old friend. You said somebody was going to run around fucking murdering everybody.
Oh, Morrigan.
Yeah.
Morrigan is my ancestor, and she wished for her items back.
Ah.
You had one, others have others. I'm sure if you ever come by the club, you'll run into her. She's still finding her bearing. But personally, I would probably be careful running into her. She's very old-fashioned.
Well, I think I would love to meet her at some point. If you could arrange a meeting, that would be absolutely delightful.
Rose is going to pull out her cell phone since she knows she can't play on the sympathy of the blood right now. She's just going to text to Siri, Are you around Morgan?
You get an immediate response. Yes, I'm responding to my mistress's every need.
Rose cringes when she reads that line and mutters, "You've taken everything from me, don't you, bitch?" And then type in, the director of the museum would like to meet Morgan at some point if Morgan is up for guests. Rose's meter for giving a shit is slowly running out to SD.
I will inform the mistress of your offer and will respond to you as soon as I can.
She says
I
she'll
really do.
arrange and think about it, and she'll close her phone.
Excellent. Well, assuming that comes back in the affirmative, I think we can consider the matter of your freedom secure. Now for the goblet. What would you be willing to offer in exchange for this chalice? It is quite. It is very old. It is very valuable on its own, and well, I minor but not insignificant piece of this museum. Obviously, I would have to deal with a great deal of paperwork and legwork in order to ensure that doesn't become a whole issue.
I can guarantee my vate is worth that goblet and my freedom. And she'll say it with her most confident of smiles.
It would if you weren't inside that. She just snaps her fingers and points to the orb that you're inside.
That is true.
Don't get me wrong, I don't wish to devalue your contribution. Rather, it is that, well, I'm in a very, very confident position.
My great. One of my fellow direct sired, I'm sure you know how we go, is sort of a religious leader. I'm sure if you or your people ever needed magical connections to mine, we could open a line of communication that way.
Perhaps when I have some guarantees that I will not be stolen from.
She's gonna check her phone at this point. While she's pretending to see if Morgan replied, she is texting Glyph going, "Please tell me you got out."
His response is, I'm in a bubble.
God damn it.
To be fair, he would have probably gotten out if she hadn't scored an exceptional, but...
Yeah, no, I was hoping. I guess while Rose waits, she has nothing really else to offer her, and she'll tell her back.
You get a response from Siri saying that the Mistress has agreed to meet with the director at her earliest convenience.
She said she will meet you at her earliest convenience. I would really not like to die, so could I at least be outside of the bubble, please?
She'll snap her fingers and the goblet will vanish. What she does is she expands the orb. You're still effectively trapped in the room, but you now have a lot more room to walk around.
She's gonna kill me. Is all Rose keeps muttering while she walks back and forth. I'm not even gonna live to see 100. This bitch is gonna kill me.
So now I do have the capacity to.
Oh, see, we do need to hurry up and wind this down.
What's the problem? We're almost done. You said you had information on your kind. Yes?
What kind of
I'm correct in
information?
this assertion.
What are you looking for? It depends. I might know it, I might not.
Well, I'm sure as you have already figured out, given that, well, I command the Natural History Museum, that I am something of a history buff.
Yes,
I'd love to understand more of your kind and their history.
I can answer some of those questions, but some is so private not even someone of my age knows.
Well, let's start with that then.
Well, very well. I'm a baby. I'm very young. Just say with a nod. He's completely trying to keep also this woman off of Glyph's bubble and focus just on her in case Glyph can think of a way to escape. Other than that,
so,
yeah. Yeah, so she'll cross her arms and she'll kind of shrug. So personal history, my name is Rose. No, that's not my real name. I spend my time mostly bent over text, scrolls, old books when I'm not running my nightclub. This is the first time I've ever tried to steal something and it went horrible.
Then perhaps I can simplify this whole process for you. Open your mind to me, and I will take what I consider of value to me. In exchange, I'll grant you the chalice. Knowledge is far more important than a cup, after all.
You were so playing on some stuff with Rose. One condition if I do this. I will not use this to issue war with any of my kindred brethren. I mean, if they're assholes and deserve it, sure. Just no slaughtering,
Well,
please.
that's a very broad condition. Frankly, I consider the fact they're for at war, then bets are off. Frankly, if the situation has deteriorated to that extent, there is no good faith that exists between our parties.
Fine. I have 3 people I want spared of any violence from you and your people.
Well, I don't intend to be violent to your people, if I'm completely honest. But sure, I will hear of your requests.
1, is a man dressed in jewelry and fine silks. I cannot remember how to pronounce his name. Sorry, SD.
Rakan?
Rakan, thank you.
Is it Rakan?
His name is Rakan. The other is in the bubble. His name is Glenn. He will be spared if you want this. And the other one's human, so I don't think you would attack someone you would call a sleeper, would you?
Hmm.
Those are my
Does, does Rose actually know that term?
I actually don't know with her occult. I know her occult's high. I always said she might know some stuff. Term-wise, she might not know exactly what it means, though.
You know, mages exist of life, so you probably wouldn't know that much about their culture, because that sort of stuff is very much lock and key with pretty much every splat. Like, it's something you'd have to actively investigate.
Okay. Because, like, how we wrote it up in her backstory is she was almost close to awakening as a mage, which is why she went Circle of the Crone after her embrace. So, but she's got a 4 in occult, so...
Yeah, for an occult... You don't have a specialty in mages, though, do you?
No, just in rituals.
Okay, yeah, then...
No.
You know of mages and of some of the basics of their sorcery and what they're capable of. What you're looking at right now, this orb, appears to be seems to be some high-end energy field or some sort of spatial enchantment.
So, let me rephrase what she said then. He is a normal living person. So, and I know mages don't normally attack living people.
Unless they happen to be an obstacle, but yes. No, I will hold myself to this. Unless, of course, we're at war. But until the situation has deteriorated to such...
She'll look right at Glenn and says, well, towards the other bubble as she says it, and she'll be like, if my friends attack first, I can't stop anything that happens.
Precisely. War is its own kettle of fish, I find.
Well, here's to hopefully better relations.
Is that not why we're both here?
Yes, and trying not to die. My mind's
Well, you are doing a fantastic job. Although you certainly rode the line a little bit for a moment there, I was quite concerned.
I mean, to be fair, I'm more scared of the person coming to meet you than of you. And that's me speaking honestly, so if you want in my head, it's open. Although she's going to totally think about the lands beyond the fog, the torpor, sleeping lands, limbo, whatever you want to call it, while she comes in.
So, do you open your mind to her?
Why not? Rose doesn't have many secrets, and it wouldn't be hard for her to find out Rose's secrets anyway.
She does have the mind arcana to actually be able to do this. I just looked it up. So she peers into your mind. You can feel her presence drifting through your consciousness as if it were a vast ocean. She casts a great net over your mind and seems to absorb all sorts of secrets and information and knowledge, primarily that of Chrome, your society, and a little bit about yourself.
The loveliness of vampire mages, nice way to describe them. I was totally about to be like, if Rose dies here, I want to be an NPC mage for you.
The best part, she's not actually a master mage.
That is hard. Neonate versus baby mage. Baby mage won.
To be fair, she's also not a baby mage. She's significantly more dangerous than you.
Oh yeah.
But she's more like an answer. But yeah.
All I'm seeing is Rose's mind screaming interesting tidbits to her, and then equivalent to apprentice.
Yeah, it's very much like, oh, you're the newborn. It's very much like she definitely looked up that information about you in your mind.
Equivalent
She's
to
definitely taken that from you. Well then, I believe that is quite sufficient. As her presence in your mind fades, I believe this is a wonderful arrangement we have made. Now I'd like to thank you for your time and patience. It was such a shame that we got off on the wrong foot, but well, I suppose that's what happened when we indulge in common thievery. Lessons learned.
Yep. Don't treat you like an enemy. I got territory. Next time I'll just look on the front door.
I'm only interested in making friends, as I'm sure you will come to discover.
Similar to Rose, despite most of the people she tries to befriend end up stabbing her with spears of blood. Oh, great. Now she's seen that memory too. Fuck. Yes. So you saw everything?
Trade secrets.
Fair enough.
But yes, if we are quite done.
Yes, please.
Excellent. A pleasure meeting you, Ms Ansen. Get out of my house. And she snaps her fingers, utters something in a language you do not even cannot possibly come close to comprehending. It is as if she is muttering complete garbled gibberish.
We're totally outside the museum holding the goblet, aren't we?
And you are now outside the museum with Glyph holding the goblet.
I'm going to look around for Glyph very quickly.
He's standing right next to you. He is quite confused.
I made a
he's
trade.
He's sort of like looking from side to side, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that wasn't a baby mage. Let's go. We're lucky to be alive. Morgan can deal with that. Thank you for your help. You can go home if you want.
Yes, I would like to go home and rethink the decisions that the Pater has made for me, and I will perhaps he may call you at some point later asking you what happened.
I made a deal. Don't worry though, you and Grega will be safe. Is all she says.
That is, thank you. I appreciate that.
Like I said, you may not count it, but you guys are my friends. And I look out for the people I care for. And I will never ask you to do this small of an excursion with me again. And with that, Rose is going to leave. She's going to make sure Glyph leaves first, but she's going to leave. She's going home. She's going to literally hand the goblet to Morgan and say she needs rest, and then go to bed. Because tonight was a very odd night for her.
Yeah, she still makes you go through the entire formal process of kneeling, handing her the goblet, her taking it. She looks at it. She is quite happy, thrilled even. It's the first time she has appeared this happy since she was awakened. Well done, well done. You must tell me more of this once you are rested. I'm curious to see how this whole endeavor turned out for you.
Yes, my elder. She'll say it with a very polite smile, and then she'll wait to be excused and allowed to go to her chamber.
Yes, please go and rest. Be my guest. Your most loyal most loyal ghoul has been most helpful this past night. She'll see to my needs while you are in recovery.
At this point, as much as Rose wants to care, she feels too betrayed by Siri. She will go to her room now that she's excused. And before she sleeps, though, she's going to start studying her ritual books more before slumber, because fuck this, she needs to learn some more of anything at this point.
I think with that, can end the scene there. Thank you, Claire, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.